हेलो गाइस। बार 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 हो चुका है पर अब नहीं होएगा। मैंने मशीन ही रीस्टार्ट कर दिया है। मैंने बोला इट डजंट रियली मैटर इवन इफ सागर इज गोइंग टू लूज एनी मटेरियल, आई डोंट केयर। आई हैव रीस्टार्टेड एंड आई एम नाउ होपिंग दैट OBS is not going to hang anymore. So we are right there. All of you do join. I hope. I'm very sorry about what happened right now, but shall we just continue looking at the games? Oh, look at there, Gukesh versus Hike. Maybe for a moment, let me just show you the full screen there. Have a look at it. The intensity which is going on. And the last we left at King F1. Hike played Rook d5 and Gukesh has played g6. So he seems to be in a fighting mode. We obviously know he's a fighter there. Let me just start what to say, live chat there. I don't want to miss anything in case if I have messed it up again. And checkmate not date says I'm the first person here, also the first person to like the stream. Arey, thank you so much, checkmate. बट ये नाम समझ में नहीं आया है, चेकमेट नॉट डेट, व्हाट डज इट मीन? डेट पे नहीं जाना है, डज इट मीन दैट? ओके, निहाल सरीन नेक्स्ट गेम. वी वर एट निहाल सरीन्स गेम एंड he has played h4, king g8, he played b3, king went to h8. In a way you Yangi offered a draw, but Nihal said थोड़ा रुको भाई, रुको, मेरे रुक को d3 लेके जाता हूँ, तुम रुको. So that's what Nihal has said, and whether they will draw or not, I guess in the next 3 to 4 moves we will be clear about it. And Korobov, Praggnanandhaa versus Korobov, बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग गेम चल रहा था. Rook e1, Bishop e5. Praggnanandhaa was also in a beast mode. As we discussed, all Indians have been today in a complete beast mode there. Hello Deepak, hello friends. Bishop g7, Prag takes the bishop, Rook takes bishop, he goes b3 and he wants to challenge this structure over here. A very very thematic move in general, a move like b3. You are okay to allow this exchange because you're really happy to get the open file. So that is thematic. But what the opponent does is to go rook d8. He says I don't really care about taking the pawn over there, nor I do care about losing this pawn. What I care is about counter attack. I am attacking your pawn here. Prag says okay, b takes c4, तुम भी करो अटैक, मैं भी मारता हूँ, देखते हैं क्या होता है. b takes c4, queen takes d4, queen takes d4, exchanges हो रहा है, rook takes d4, everything is getting simplified. C takes b5 and now Korobov is thinking if he takes c takes b5 over here, it's not a good idea. Bishop takes b5 and there is a check to the king. This rook is going to come to d1. These pieces are scattered. किधर तो बाहर गाँव गए हैं. You can say somewhere in Katni they are. निखिलेश को मत बताना. But that's the whole point, that white's pieces are going to be more activated. What his opponent plays is knight f4, exactly, not again caring to take this back but attacking the e2 bishop over here, and he would be very happy to take that bishop there. This pawn on c6 is not permanent, we know, and exchange is in the air, so this bishop is going to become monstrous. Mostly a few more exchanges, the king is going to weak. For a while Prag has this, that the rook on g7 needs to come in the game, and right now it is somewhere still not active. Can Prag use that advantage, or no, he's not going to get that time? So this is about Praggnanandhaa versus Korobov. It's going towards simplifications. What about Aryan Chopra versus Esipenko? Last he played was something like knight h5, bishop e7, queen e7. He went rook e1 and allowed bishop f3, gf3. But what Esipenko said, कि right now the difference is I am going to provoke your double pawn, but I am also going to challenge your center. So if I get something like this, then black will get a very important square. So after c5, if white ignores completely and if black gets this exchange, then his knight can jump to f4, which can become really risky. Queen g5, queen g2, all the mating ideas. So d takes c5, knight takes c5, and the light square bishop has been attacked, and Aryan Chopra is thinking currently. Hello Aradhya Chopra. Right now we were looking at Aryan Chopra's game. So welcome back there. And the stream had been disconnected, guys, twice today, so I hope now it's not going to get disconnected. We are having this. Please do like the stream so that more people get to know about the stream, because today we have had a very very what to say, sad moment for the stream. No, I'm not really sad. What to do? It was not in my control. But the stream had to end twice. So, and we were really analyzing with a lot of fun, a lot of people in the chat. So, do like the stream. Please do it. Is the general public allowed inside to take pictures with the grandmasters? Abhay, I'm not really sure. You should definitely try and go there. We have some videos where there have been some fans who were coming and they got some pics. So please do visit if you are in Dubai or Sharjah. Divyam says, why is our audience of chess suddenly collapsed? By the way, right now, Divyam, our stream had collapsed twice. So that was one of the big problems. But now we are back. Now the stream is not going to collapse anymore. So knight takes c5, and as a Aryan is definitely not going to give this bishop. He'll either go this or first give a check and then go bishop f5. But he will hold on to his bishop. Shall we check out what's happening in two more games where Arjun was doing a crazy attack? Guys, if you remember, here a5 was the last move. Look at his pawns. f5, g5, h5. He is in a tiger mode. a3 was played, and with the idea of b4, he goes h4. He says, I don't really care right now. Shant says, I'm no more going to stay Shant. I am gonna go b4 and make some noise there. hg3 played by Arjun, but isn't it too little early? Or could he have h3 would have been really committal, closing this forever? But all we know that this pawn, little pawn over here, is going to cause in the future, in the really far future, some problems to the king. But right now it seems too committal, so h3 was not an easy move to play. But what Arjun played was hg3, hg3, now ab4, ab4. Look at his two rooks. Where do you get to see such a view? It's like on top of the mountain, and there is the view of the valley. Wow, I've not seen something like this quite often, guys. Have you seen something like this? It definitely is just these two arrows, but I really like the design already. Poonam says, what a scam from ChessBase India on 1st April. Cannot forget that article ever. Ah, Poonam, you got a, yeah, I think yeah, we maybe in the next April we should just write about all the past articles. So that would be a good idea. Is the stream buffering or is it my net issue? Right now the stream is not buffering, so should be a net issue. But let's ask the other people in the chat also. Varun says, no complaint with your commentary, but what is Sagarbai busy with? Sagarbai is busy with the summer chess camp, which is going in Phoenix Market City at Kurla in Mumbai. So in case you are around Mumbai, do drop over there. A lot of people come there. It's a free chess camp, very interesting, any age, very little kids from 3 years old to even old people there. Anytime you can be there. A lot of volunteers are there. It's just an exciting in a way event which is happening, not to be missed. So definitely drop in over there. Arjun playing like he was in Sati Zuldiz, says Reet. Yes. Okay. What about Pratik says the stream is buffering for you too. The stream or Gukesh's camera, guys? Is it really buffering? 1 second. Let me switch the internet. No, internet is fine. Sagar Shah. It looks fine. Nothing is buffering, says Ujjwal. Okay, I'm gonna believe Ujjwal right now, and let's see another few minutes there. But AB4, Bishop F6 is what Arjun played. Rook D1, then he goes Knight B6 there. You can see C4 is a nice square for this knight. Knight takes E4. What a move! What an alertness by Shant to take the knight here, and right now ask him whether FE4 or a D4. But d4 in the future is going to feel very risky with the king on e8. Arjun goes fe4. Shant goes knight e5. One minor piece is exchanged. The side who is attacking will normally avoid exchanges. So it was Shant who tried to exchange here. Bishop takes e5, and as we were talking about exchanges, Arjun has decided to exchange. Well, he could have gone queen c7 with the idea of takes, maybe winning a pawn here. But maybe what he didn't like was b5 and his king is still in the center. This could look scary. So he takes the knight already. D takes e5 right now. But with this last capture, a big imbalance has been created. Guys, what is the imbalance that has been created? Sudarshan Rangan says stream is working well. Thank you, Sudarshan. Thank you, Srijan. Nothing is buffering. ठीक है. That is good to know. So I'm not going to worry about that. It has already been hard because twice the stream has ended today. But no more now. I have restarted the machine, Sagar's machine. So yes, absolutely. Double bishop. That is the imbalance which has been created after Arjun exchanged his bishop. So we are looking at double bishop versus this bishop and knight. But when you look at this bishop, doesn't it look like, oh my god, what is it going to do? कहाँ जाने वाला है? What is the future for this bishop? It does look scary because दूर दूर तक, it's like in a desert and दूर दूर तक पानी नहीं दिख रहा है. So the bishop can be a big problem. But right now what favors black is his rooks are absolutely amazingly active. That is what is favoring him. And currently these pawns are deactivating this bishop, and we do not know how easy for white it is going to be to take the break on f3. What Arjun does is actually take this pawn on c4, but the bar doesn't like it at all. Why? Because he's saying that you took this pawn and you gave this pawn. That was not a good idea to activate this bishop, which could be very risky. The better idea was to develop the queen, and by doing so to stop bishop takes e4. This was something which could have been a better idea. What I feel Arjun shouldn't have taken at this point itself. Taking the knight, allowing d5, allowing double bishop, and allowing play in the center. This is the whole center which white is attracted to when this king is in the center. Black did try to play on the flank, but he's not able to get any pieces in the attack. This attack is slowly just dissolving, and white is now able to use everything against Arjun's king. So Arjun is in trouble after b5, definitely is in trouble, but still not so easy. He is ready to keep his king in the center, and he might no, it's not so easy to double the rooks down there. We have to see whether Arjun can defend. As we know, he's super tricky. Going to Gukesh's game, he's drinking water there, very calm, and Shant, no, Hike is thinking here. Diagonal has opened up, king is exposed. Yes. Okay, यहाँ पे rook de2. In the last few moves, we left at king f1, rook d5, and Gukesh went g3. Okay, he is making slow progress here. After g3, rook b5 was played. May black intends to take a break somewhere and open this file, attack the b2. So Gukesh goes rook d2, defends b2, a5 is played, he exchanges b takes a5, the double pawn is now dissolved, rook takes a5, black gets a rook in the open file, white goes rook e2, doubles here, intense a pin is there, so intense ideas like d4 and f4 which black needs to be careful, and high is right now thinking what to do. For white, one thing is that this pawn is isolated, so that is a definite thing to play for, because if he is able to get his rook on the h file, it can attack the pawn. But one thing which black knight has done beautifully is to stop white's knight from going to f5. It was extremely important that the white knight cannot come to f5, otherwise strategically it would have been very difficult. Let's go to Nihal's game. Last he played was rook d3, king went to g8, and Nihal went rook d2, just slowly and steadily improving his position. This rook on second rank was a must to guard the king, and in some way it also defends the a2 pawn. Black is going to think, I think they will maybe reach a lock-up situation and there won't be any good moves, and it could end in a draw in that way. Praggnanandha's game, knight f4 was played. He takes the pawn, b takes c6, bishop takes c6, and he challenges this bishop. The exchange cannot be avoided because it's a pin there. So maybe bishop takes b5, knight takes b5 is what we are going to see. 4 pawns on this side, 1 pawn on this side. Only thing, until this rook comes in the game, joins the king, until that time, if white is able to use his resources to attack this isolated pawn. If not, then this will turn out to be equal. But right now, black's rook is attacked, and we have to see what he's going to go for. Okay, going to Aryan Chopra's game. Aryan Chopra's game, because there we saw c5 was played last, d takes c5, knight takes c5, knight went to e2, Aryan goes knight e2. Very surprising that he was okay to give this bishop with knight d3, queen d3, and he is happy to attack the d5 pawn later. Not knight f4 because there is this knight placed well here, but maybe to go knight d4, block the pawn and get rook on the open files. That could be the idea. So he goes rook a c8, Esipenko goes rook a c8, and Aryan Chopra is right now thinking, might go knight g3 here with the idea of knight f5. The knights are very smart and alert, looking at these holes which are existing in the game. And going to the next game, Arjun, we left at b5. His opponent is still thinking there. What about Vidit's game? What is happening in Vidit's game? He's playing with Sanal Wahab. If you guys remember, on day 1, Sanal actually, after 40 moves, he was just sitting like that. If you just look at the video on ChessBase India. And then his flag falls. And it was so shocking because he didn't know the rule. Ki after 40 moves, there is no increment. Increment in the sense extra time. And he loses on time. I think it was a big shock at that point of time. Tasty Bite says, I'm watching this stream with 6 devices. Bye. Okay, so here Vidit's opening was really interesting. We were looking at it. It was Scotch, and many of you play Scotch. We reached this position. Vidit, and we left this at Vidit will either play h4 or f4. Vidit goes for h4. And what does Sanal Wahab do here? By the way, both of them have equal time at this point of time. Sanal goes d5. Doesn't think much. Okay, pretty decent move. What Vidit does is e takes d6. He has taken this pawn. The queen is hanging. Either the queen can take the pawn on d6 and then accept that these two are going to be isolated. This could be a possibility, but white is okay. White is okay even if he is long castled, and even if there is this space over here, because he is also attacking. It's like a war. It will become very crazy and interesting. What Sanal will do most probably is first take the bishop here, king takes b2, and then he might take the pawn. By the way, if let's say he doesn't take the pawn and he takes the queen, queen e2, bishop e2, and now he takes the pawn over here, there is a problem. And the problem is the dark square bishop is exchanged, and this pawn is on an important file where the rook immediately becomes active. Feels like, what the hell is this bishop doing here? This knight is eyeing on the important dark squares which are weak. So knight e4, and just looking at this endgame position, if black goes a move like rook a d8, still knight d6 and you lose a pawn. So this needs to be pushed to d5, but then white has a strong move. White to play. What will you play over here? White has a strong move. Varun says, so amazed that they don't look at the rules before. Even amateurs hardly ever will do these mistakes. That's the whole point. Like normally every classical tournament changes, and this tournament, when almost 70 players, about 2600 are playing, you really don't think that there is not going to be any bonus time. In fact, first 2 days, the way I was commentating, it was like 13 moves are left for 40 move rule. And I was like, I had also completely messed it up. Yeah, so I think it's such genuine errors can happen. Yes, knight c5 is a strong move. You attack this bishop. The knight is on dark square, it cannot be moved, and the bishop will need to go back over here. And very typically in Scotch, one more thing, one more idea which does come against the b6 knight is the move a5, telling him that, dude, I'm going to attack you and you are going to be in a mess. But right now it's a clear threat, and if d takes c4, you have a move in between which is a5, and the knight doesn't have a good square. Knight d5 ko, bishop takes c4, and this endgame is absolutely better for white with his rooks coming to the center. And then the most important what happens is this king is always more active than this king. So suddenly, even after exchanges, these pawns become very weak because it's like white gets an extra piece. That king, the king is a piece in the endgame, wo wala piece, that gives him a big advantage. So ed6 has happened, and Sanal is thinking whether to take the bishop first, whether to take the queen first, whether to take the d6 pawn first, and it's a big decision in front of him. He will need to be strategically right, and currently the way he needs to continue is to first take and then take this pawn. Tasty bites, how to reach 2000 rating, a lot of chess practice, बहुत सारा chess practice, बहुत सारा tournaments, rapid tournaments, classical tournaments, lot of knowledge about openings, opening plans and structures, and lot of watching some old games, classics as we call, improving on endgame. The list can go on and on and on for 24 hours. सागर सर इज स्टिल अ सीए, स्टिल मतलब कोई लेके गया क्या उसका डिग्री? Okay, I don't know. Some guy somewhere says camera only for board one. Yes, we have only one camera which is live right now. By the way, a big thanks to the organizers for that. And also Aditya and Nikhilesh from ChessBase India are covering this event in Sharjah, because of which you are getting to see all the content there. Very interesting content. Please do have a look at the games. Gukesh has made a move. Can we go to Gukesh's game very quickly? And what has he played? After rook d e2, rook a1 check was given, king goes to g2, and opponent goes c5. Gukesh goes f4. Very, very alert. This is a pin there. All of you, ef4 is a big blunder. White to play. बहुत फटाफट 5 लोग, sorry 50 लोग, if you can answer. Kritika, Poonam, Glow, Ujjwal, Aditya, Surya, Omkar, Azam, Arijit, Vinayaka, Siddharth, Nasir, Akansh, Rook E7. The piece is hanging there. So EF4 is not possible. A question to black because this pawn is attacked. It cannot even go here. So how is black planning to defend? If black plans to defend by knight c6, finally the knight is happy to be on f5 and Gukesh will start putting some pressure on opponent. So f4 has been played. A good idea for black would be to counterattack the rook here and also the pawn here, which forces the rook to go to e4 and then take the pawn here on f4. Yes, black has tripled pawns for a moment, and if you take gf4, this can be attacked with rook d1. So that could become a slight issue there. But another idea which Gukesh will have after this, because these pawns are tripled, to say, like, I literally don't care. And what he can play here is, what is the move he can play here? Sakar says Harika is jointly leading, scoring 4 out of 6 points at World Grand Prix. Will we get coverage for that? We have articles on our website, Sakar Chess, and I think right now is the game going on. What time does the game start? Can you just let me know once? G4, knight f5, d4, knight f5, g4, knight f5. G4 तो बहुत ही लोगों ने बोला है G4, but guys, black to play, blunder है, G4 is a blunder. Today is a rest day, okay? गलती से एरो उधर गया तो few people have answered that, but I don't know when the arrow went there. But that is a good move. But of course, you have a clear better move. Knight e3 check, a check to the king. The main problem is if you go king f3 here, this rook already comes to d3. Rook d3. You cannot take here because there is knight d5 check anyway. So yeah, that would be a problem. Not g4, but all of those who said knight f5, yes, that is the good move. If f takes g3, you can simply go h takes g3, and these guys are on open file, and this is already a compensation there. You will recover the pawns later after rook h4. So f4 is a good move by Gukesh, but if Hike is alert, he is going to defend this without much issues there. Let's go to Nihal's game. Yes, they have played rook d3, king g8, rook d2, king h8. Are they going to repeat? Seems like that. In that case, the game will end in a draw. What about Praggnanandhaa versus Korobo? He's played knight b5, rook d2 has been played, and he plays rook e d1, challenges this rook, and this rook has to make a decision whether he wants to exchange. If he now exchanges, this rook is still not in the game, but there is a move g3, strong move, which will create some problems here. He will say, no, I don't really care about the pawn. Why so? Why so? Why black doesn't care about this pawn? What is the second move which black will play here? What is the second move? I'm not asking for one move, I'm asking for two moves. Two moves, guys. Yes, yes. Well done, well done. Quite a few of you have got this. And in words, Surya says pawn push, discover, attack to the knight. Not to the knight, but yes, takes. And rook g2, that was a discovered attack. And black recovers the pawn. Plus, also gets the a2 pawn. So g3 is going to be a very strong move over there. So yeah, he's gone rook d1, and black is thinking, Korobo is thinking. We will see what happens here. Aryan Chopra's game, he has played last move knight g3, knight went back to f6, and he went queen d2. It's still very unclear. Let's see what happens here. Arjun's game, which was going on very, very interesting after b5, bishop g2, though he is in trouble. He goes rook h6 right now. And I'm not sure what he intends here, because either he intends queen e7, but he may not want to exchange queens, but maybe that is what his intention is. No, it's nothing to do with attack. It's just to stop queen g6. Right now it was important to stop queen g6, so he has gone rook h6. That is his idea. But good time for white to strike in the center with e4. That would be a good thing because the king is still in the center. So going to Vidit's game, because oh, by the way, some moves in Gukesh versus Martirosyan happening. He played f4, and then Martirosyan goes rook d1. He has attacked the d3 pawn. Wow, does it give a chance to Gukesh to get an edge? Guys, does it give a chance to Gukesh? What are the move you are thinking of? Oh, Gukesh doesn't even think much. बिल्कुल ही नहीं. Look at this. He had 36 minutes and 22 seconds. And he makes a move in around 25 seconds. He takes the pawn. Now, black can either take on d3 or he can take on e5. If he takes on e5, and if you take on e5 as well, and now if black decides to take on d3, what should white play? Yes, AG Sports, Juma, श्रीनी, पूनम, ड्रीम बिग, अरिजीत, सिंगर है क्या रे? सूर्या, ग्लो, टेस्टी बाइट्स. No, tasty bites were a bit late. And Shrikant. Okay, and tasty bites now. Rook e7, the piece was hanging. That means he doesn't have time to take the pawn on d3. So black will have to either move the knight. Let's say even if you try to counter attack, then you lose another pawn. So Gukesh wins a pawn, and this is clearly better for him. So you cannot really allow that. So fe5 will not be possible if Gukesh has taken here right now. Oh, some moves have happened. He goes rook d3, Hike goes rook d3. He is very confident from his body language. He doesn't believe Gukesh has any advantage. But how come? Because after ef6, Gukesh has won a pawn. Gukesh is a pawn up, number one. Number two, look at this pawn on f6. Just so beautiful. Number three, what about the pawn on h5? It is weak. And what we know against knights, whenever we have only knights, against it, one pawn is the most dangerous. Which is that pawn which is the most dangerous against a knight? अरे रिव्यूअर कभी वो हिज हर गलती हो जाता है. When you are talking too much, that happens. कभी बहुत बात करके देख लो. Yes, Aryan, there you are. The rook pawn against a knight is always dangerous. The rook pawn against a knight. That's very, very true. So ef6, and Gukesh has got the best chance ever from such an equal position. Uh, Black to play, he has a decision to make. Knight को कहाँ लेके जाओगे? What seems very natural to you guys, if I must ask you? Knight d5 or knight c6? What is very natural? Dream Big says knight d5. Knight d5. Just for fun says knight g6. Arey, knight g6 कैसे? You wanna go into the rook endgame. That's the reason. But knight f5 के बाद, let's say this is attacked, you wanna go h5 h4 also. Knight g7 के बाद you wanna go h4. And white to play over here. White to play and win. Out of 326 people, can we have 50 answers? It's ambitious, but they dream big. Why not? We can dream big. Juma, Poonam, Arijit, Chess for Fun, Loco, Aditi, Kanha, Subin, Jigar, Shubham, Juma. Okay. Amazing guys. That was very quick. Sub activate हो गए, सबके neurons activate हो गए. Rook e8 is a nice mate. So this is not just a knight and a pawn and a rook. Together they are doing a crazy teamwork. What happened in the game after ef6? Oh my god, Haik makes such a bad move. Knight g8. He attacks the pawn. Actually, he has attacked the pawn. But the question is, why did he not go knight d5 like many of you had suggested? That's more natural to attack this f6 pawn. What would white have played here? Because he would not want to give up this pawn. So there are two options. White either knight f5, or he would be scared of rook f2. Let's say, or simply rook f2. But for simply rook f2, let's say, does he get any counterplay with knight e3? If he doesn't get any counterplay, black is technically lost, okay, with a pawn down and with a bad king, and this is like slowly it is going to convert. But is he having any counterplay here when the king goes to h3? That would be the main question. Wow, look at this. I want to just take a moment here and tell you all over here. A computer suggests a move. Computers have no emotions. वो कुछ भी बोले, but black के पास तो है ना emotion कुछ तो. So that move is actually, for me, I will not consider that move. I want to see if you guys are going to consider that move. थोड़ा try करते हैं. Let's see. Guys, what are your suggestions here? The best move which computer is suggesting, I will not consider. And at least top 10 of you, I'm so proud of you, because you have also not considered. Because exactly, it is so hard to consider. No wonder that Haik has gone for something, because if this was the best way for him to continue, then maybe he could have found knight d5. Maybe he could have come knight e3 check, another still a check, a natural move there. But the next move is very hard and nobody has found it. King g8. Okay, if there was no knight on h4, obviously we'll consider king g8, king h7, king g6. But there is a knight here. So king g8, the idea was to go king h7 and defend the h6 pawn. And then whenever this knight moves, the king is ready to jump into g6. Basically to keep the king on h7, because that's a good square for the king. That was the idea. And then once the king goes to h7, start with rook d6 and attacking the pawn on f6 as well. But it was so difficult. So what Haik played was knight g8. Now, as of now, his pieces are passive. And oh my god, okay, I don't know, Gukesh has gone knight f5 here. Makes sense. But the question is, why did he not go rook f2, just simply defending the f6 pawn? Why did he not go rook f2? Because maybe what he doesn't see is that eventually whenever he goes knight f5 to put pressure here, knight f6 is anyway going to happen. So better to keep the rook on e file so that it cuts the king off. And this king just, I mean, if I want to show you over here after knight g8, if you look at the king right now, one check, if there was one check, it would have been a mate, checkmate. It's not happening right now. So Gukesh goes knight f5. That's the reason he decides to keep his rook on e2. And he goes knight f5. And he says, if you take here, then I am taking here. And all I know is that I have a rook pawn. And it's a knight endgame. And I'm super happy. So he is fine. That's the best chance he's got. So after knight f5, Haik Martirosyan is thinking, Gukesh has got up from his board. He is walking. Haik must find something. If Gukesh beats Haik, I must show you the results. I must show you this thing here. If Gukesh beats Martirosyan, he is on 3.5. He'll jump to 4.5. And mind you, out of the 6 boards who are playing on 3.5, not many are going to win. Most of the games will end in a draw. So he will go on lead with a very few people there. So he is going to try his best there. Very, very interesting position he has got. Amazingly he had built slow pressure, and f4 was a great timing. Okay, let's go to the next game. Nihal's game, by the way. And is everything all okay in the chat? Yes. Did Nihal repeat? We are going to check Nihal's game right now. Easy Sports says I told King G8. अच्छा बहुत बाद में रहेगा फिर. Okay, so this was Nihal's game. We left at rook 1 d2. He goes king h8. Nihal says, no, I don't intend to repeat at all. I am still going to fight. I have time. I am white. He goes h5. Clams this guy here. King g8. Imagine you, Yangi, can keep making these moves, okay? King h8 and king g8. That requires so much courage because it's like pass. मतलब you can imagine चेस में पास बोला, you're getting a move, तो क्या ही होना चाहिए. It was like, oh पास बोला, चलो चलो चलो, तू भी आ जा, ये भी आ जा, सारे pieces आ जाओ, let's right now go for a party. But अभी कुछ फैमिली बची नहीं है ज़्यादा. ये पास बोल रहा है, फिर भी white is like not able to do anything. कुछ नहीं हो रहा है. How many moves? If I want to show you, it's so funny. It started from queen e3, move number 28. Black ने बोला king h8, white ने बोला h4, black ने बोला king g8, b3, king h8, rook d3, king g8, rook 1 d2, king h8, h5, king g8, king h3, king h8. Oh my god! I have never seen something like this. Crazy! That is how many moves? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 moves. Is the king going to make a record in the whole game to just keep playing king g8 and king h8? What do you guys think? Do you guys think Nihal will find some plan? Because it's... Oh, look at this. Nihal goes queen g1. Something very creative there. Have you said these lines before? Srinivas, maybe a deja vu. साकार चेस अमरनाथ says dancing king. हाँ हो जाए, king को नाम देते ही है यार. ये ऐसा king कहाँ दिखता है अपने को. Aditi says no, not seen this. Srinivas, then if you feel that I have said the exact things, it's definitely a deja vu. You know, they say a world is one consciousness. That's what they say. Everything is connected. Gukesh's game is going tense. We will go there. Now, let's go to Gukesh's game. But he's thinking, some moves have happened. Let's not miss it. ef6, knight g8, knight f5. h5 has been played by Martirosyan. and Gukesh plays king h3. Perfect. Guys, what do I always say? अभी आप ही बताओ. Dash is a dash in dash. 3 filling the blanks. Dash is a dash in dash. Ashish asks, why not they drawing it? Ashish, because Nihal has nothing to lose. He will try to improve his position as much as possible. At the end of it, if he doesn't find that he really has something concrete, then yes, he might even agree. But otherwise, he's white. With white, not so easy. King is an important piece in the endgame. Yes, king is a piece in the endgame. Exactly. Earthling. Well done. King is a piece in the endgame. Surya, Poonam, Aryan. Absolutely well done. And my vlogs. So this king is becoming a piece. This should have been a piece, should have been there for support, but not yet. So that's why white has this advantage. And what a timing. Gukesh is absolutely, look at his camera. He is there, right there. King h3, knight takes f6. Yes, now the pawns are equal. He has lost his pawn right now. By the way, for knight g8, knight f5, yeah, we saw knight f6 and then knight h6. But Haik saves his pawn and then Gukesh goes here and then this has been taken. And now, what should Gukesh play, guys? What should Gukesh play? चेस फॉर फन से बुलेट आंटी भी दिखेंगी या हमको भूल गई वो? एक है, अभी जब ही स्टार्ट करना है तब रुकना नहीं है, तभी होगा. ओ चैट, वेल डन. सबने याद रख दिया है. किंग इज अ पीस इन द एंड गेम एंड देयर इट इज. द किंग वॉक इज हैपनिंग and we are so lucky that this is live and we can see the video as well and we have this great position. इस बार किंग की पावर पता चलनी ही है. Okay, so king h4 there and already Gukesh has an advantage. For Mike Hike, Martirosyan का माइक हो गया. For Hike, he really needs to say कि अभी how is he going to deal with the threat of king g5, which is going to attack the knight. And you can see here the king cannot defend the knight because these two squares it cannot go. The rook cannot go to d6 because this knight is controlling. That means after king g5 the knight has to move, which means he loses the h5 pawn. So there is a big threat. How can black prevent it? Can he even have anything to prevent it? Because his rook doesn't even have any other file to go so that it could save the knight from somewhere else. Everything is covered there. Okay, if it attacks this knight and king g5 happens now, the knight could give a check to the king and the king has to decide. If the king goes back now, there is no attack here. What if the knight goes back to f7, f6 again? The whole point is very firstly to understand that white's all the pieces are incomparable in activity to black's pieces. This is a major advantage. Number one is material could be equal, but that's going to be momentary because with such active pieces, black cannot sustain defending and not able to save not being able to save the material. He is going to lose it. So king h4 has been played. Maybe the max which Martirosyan could try is to go rook d5, which could delay for a while the losing of material. Okay, let's go to Nihal's game. c4 then king g5. Rook d5 ko your question is c4. No, c4 then you're losing this, sorry. So first king g5. Yes, now you want to go c4 next after knight h7 check. But over here you cannot go king h4, this is hanging. So you will have to go here. So after knight f6, what you are saying now c4 and then king g5, because then the knight cannot be saved and there is no counter attack. Absolutely well done there. So this is a big threat. So let's see what black is going to do. Nihal's opponent, is he playing queen g1 has been played. He is thinking, if he goes king g8 this time, if he goes king g8 this time, does Nihal have, guys, what plan? Suggest some plan for Nihal. ऐसे कैसे opponent king g8 king h8 खेल रहा है और निहाल के पास मतलब how do you think he can improve if his opponent goes king g8? What do you think? Rachit says Nihal went queen g1 and said, Khel bhai king g8 up. For all those who have joined newly, this is something which I would love to show you because it's the funniest thing that has happened today. Queen e3, this was the position, and from this point, what you Yangi, what black could manage to place king h8, h4, king g8, whatever white played, he is only playing king h8 and king g8, and surprisingly, Nihal is trying to improve the position, but yet, he still doesn't have any great advantage in spite of a pass from black. Such is a solid position from black. My one question to you will be, if let's say yahan pe, okay, we have reached this position. If black plays, let's say, something else, if he plays a6, okay, the problem is he cannot intend b5 easily because c5 will become weak. So I will go back and again say, if black goes queen c6 with the idea of playing b5. फिर भी, for Nihal to do anything, he still has to get the, like, वो है ना कि अगर ये गाड़ी इधर है तो मैं इधर पार्किंग करूंगा, दिस इज माई स्पेस. अगर ये दो गाड़ी ऐसे है तो मैं इधर पार्किंग करूंगा. सो ही, इट्स नॉट लाइक दिस इज द ओनली प्लान. ऐसे ही करना है, g4 ब्रेक ही लेना है सब जगह पे. At every different positioning of black's pieces, Nihal will have to kind of check different breaks. There will be g4, there might be a4, a5. So he will need to be alert. ऐसा कुछ concrete है नहीं. Finally, Yu Yangi has changed. वो बोला बस हो गया यार, king g8, king h8 और नहीं. Now I cannot risk with the queen on g1 because one thing what he has got clear is Nihal is in no mood to repeat. Nihal is playing for a win. At least he will give his best. पूरा जितना हो सकता है, he is gonna try. Okay, so let's go to your Surya says g4, fg4, queen g4, queen g4, king g4 with two passed pawns. Of course, this is just completely crushing with the king also better placed, another piece. Okay, now let's go to, oh, Gukesh goes rook f2 here. Why did he go rook f2? He had a good move. King g7 was absolutely a great idea and king goes to f4 and here he has to stay calm against the black pieces. In fact, he can even go h4 and later organize his pieces and improve his position. But he has gone rook f2, which is not a great idea. For what reasons? Number one is knight g4 is jumping and attacking the rook. And can you leave the f file? No, because the f5 knight will be hanging. Can you go to f3? This is, I mean, already you are sensing some trouble, is it? This, if knight takes h2 here, then king takes h5, but now you don't have a h passer pawn. So this is my one question, if knight g4 for sure. The number two question is that I don't care about anything. I'm just going b5, trying to reduce your pawns, trying to exchange as many pawns as I can and go in knight endgame. And now can I go king g5 here? Black to play and win. Blunder. King g5 would be a blunder. Black to play and win. Rachit, rook g8 के बाद analysis करते हैं, but यहाँ पे it is a critical position. Few moves have happened, so we will just check it out. Exactly, Aryan, Saumik, Satish, Anagha, थोड़े नए लोग आ रहे हैं. Nikhilesh, King Pawn, Ishan, Surya, Dream Big, Checkmate, Ujjwal, Poonam, Knight e4, and that's the fork there. So Rook f2 is a slight error. actually, and maybe Gukesh loses advantage. We will have to keep a watch there. Let's go to Praggnanandha's game because I think we last left at rook d1 and few moves happened after that. Exchanges g3 as expected, gf2, king f2. Oh my god, this actually happened in the game. King f3 was played. This is attacked. If this moves, you lose the rook. So he first plays e5, protects the knight. Prag gives a check. King goes to d7. Another check there. And king decides to defend a f7 pawn. So right now, Prag can give only checks and it will be like a draw in some way. Or if Prag says, I want to continue, I have a rook pawn, so it can get complicated and Prag can try with a4. And if black tries to stop the advance of the pawn, and if Prag goes rook b4, trying to defend, maybe what black can also start is attacking white's rook pawn at the same time holding this pawn here, because knight c6 and a5 तक जाएगा, but a6 के लिए like white will constantly have to make those moves. Okay, also when the king is on h5, black will have these checks there. So these are the ideas. So it's very hard to convert this. Korobo is defending very well. Aryan's game has ended in a draw against Esipenko in this position. What about Arjun Erigaisi? He was black and he was in trouble. The last he played was rook h6. Queen c3 was played. The queen defended the e5 pawn. Queen went to e7. Rook a1. Exchanges are happening there. Takes, takes, and Arjun goes king d8. And yes, e4 has happened on the board. Arjun's king is definitely going to face trouble. This bishop on c8 has not yet moved. Plus, right now doesn't seem like a good idea. Can Arjun go queen h7? But there is no threat at all after queen h7. So simply bishop g5 and it's a blunder. So yeah, a difficult position for Arjun for sure. We must not forget to check Vidit's game because that was super interesting in Scotch. What did he play? How did he reply? Oh, Sanal Wahab played bishop b2, king b2 and queen d6. That was the best way for him to continue. He did play that. And Vidit challenges the queen now, says in the endgame my king is better placed and your pawns are going to be weaker. Sanal goes rook a b8, says if you take on d6 then c takes d6 and I have dissolved my doubled pawns and I am happy. But it's a great news for Vidit as we had discussed. Why it is a better news for Vidit than these double pawns? Because there are some tactics which could be incoming. Why did Vidit not play knight e4, attack the pawn here, and which was kind of converting with d5? Here you are again attacking a discovered attack. So how would this forcing variation you think would be for Vidit? This variation for Vidit with rook and knight, very surprisingly Gukesh also had rook and knight, and Prag also in his game has rook and knight. So today's special menu, rook and knight versus rook and knight. So this position, the reason for white, it's better because this is an isolated pawn, and again white's pieces are going to be more active and his king is going to be active. So that would be the reason. He played king c3, black went d5, and Vidit went c5. A nice move. d5 was very early. Actually, Sanal should have delayed this move. It was not necessary at all as of now. Maybe a better idea was to stop knight e4 idea by rook e8. That would have been a good idea. He goes d5. c5 is a great move. Putting your pawn on the dark square. Fixing this pawn on c6 as a weakness. In this knight can always go to d4 and attack it. Bishop takes f1, rook takes f1, and Sanal Wahab is thinking here. He is going to be in trouble. b4 is coming, knight b3 is coming, knight d4 is coming, maybe knight a5 if required. this is going to be strategically very, very difficult for black. Okay, Satish Gopal says principle of two weaknesses. Yes, by the way, Gukesh is about to make a move. Let's go to his game quickly. What happened? He played knight f6, rook f2, knight e4 was played by hike, and Gukesh plays knight e3 right now. He plays knight e3. So, Gukesh is saying that he's okay to go in a knight endgame, a pure knight endgame, based on his king is active. Here, what should black player? Guys, what should black player? Important move, not difficult but important move. To be alert. Actually, you can get confused. So, a very important question to you all in the chat. Wow, looking at the chat, I think it's a difficult situation for black. Looking at the chat. Only Soham and Ishan and now Saumik and Sakar have been able to give the right answer. Of course, you needed time. So, one question, because a lot of you have asked a very, very logical question, why not knight d1? Absolute logical question there. And the answer is also clear. The reason is no, I am not going to take on h5 and reduce my advantage so drastically, but I am simply going to play b3 or b4, any of the move, because c3 is defended, and now you are far away from defending the h5 pawn. So this is winning. Knight endgames are almost like king pawn endgames. So one pawn up here is definitely winning that way. So not knight d1 or knight d3. Some people have mentioned c4 trying to block here. But again, firstly, yes, king h5 is possible. Secondly, maybe I can insert this move, provoke your b5 and then also take this. So that white is still winning a pawn, doesn't work. So after knight e3, if takes, important move for black would be knight g4 to make sure that if you give your rook pawn, you also get the rook pawn. This is important, and this endgame should be equal, should be possible to hold. So that's why knight g4 is not a tough move when you try to eliminate after knight d1, knight d3, c4, all other moves. So knight g4 is not going to be tough for hike. So this, in a way, is going towards simplification. Nihal has rook g8 के बाद he has played queen d1, tripled here, threatening rook d5 right now. Rook d8 look is the only move, and if Nihal tries to go a move like g4, I would love to ask a question to all of you. Black to play. Checkmate asks, Array rook pawns are more important. If yes, then why? I would love to show you an example where against knight pawns, I will do it with arrows after a while. But an important question, black to play here. Rook g8 has been played, and right now Nihal has a choice to go for g4. If he goes g4, it would be important that Yu Yangi plays the next move. This move is a typical concept which you can keep in your mind, and it could be like a concept whenever your opponents, whenever there are such three pawns. The way I remember it for myself is generally 4 square. So yes, amazing guys, g5, that is an amazing move. So this is, look, here g5 is a great idea. Sometimes you will calculate and it will not be a good idea. But the problem is, many times we don't consider it only as a candidate move. मतलब we consider ही नहीं करते क्योंकि ऐसे लगता है अरे ये अटैक हुआ है. Just it's very hard to keep in mind. That's why keep in mind as a concept. Many times for such a move, this kind of pushing the pawn and having such kind of 4 pawns is a great idea to calculate. And then if it doesn't work, it's fine. But yes, g5, great idea here. Very very powerful here, because what are you going to do? This is attacked. You don't want to take here queen f5, and then you get absolutely, in fact, queen g4, queen f4, queen f4, gf4, and this would turn into a draw. So g5 would be important. So that's why I don't think Nihal is going to play g4. He will still wait, and maybe he will go king h2, trying to in a way improve his position. Because if king h4, there is queen e7. So yes, this is the game. What about Praggnanandhaa? Oh, Praggnanandha's game has ended in a draw with Korobov. He gave checks here, and yes, a fair result there. Aryan's game also ended in a draw. But Vidit's game is going on extremely interesting right now. So let's have a look at that. By the way, SL Narayanan's game has also ended in a draw. So after c5, bishop f1, rook f1, the black knight went to a8. Time for white to go b4. Okay, one question to you. The movie show asked, do you have a Discord server? Yes, we do have a Discord server. Hike played rook e5. Okay, let's go there. b4 was an important move which Vidit has played. Vidit is on the right track. I was just wondering if Vidit would have made a move like rook e1, trying to go rook e7, what was the big deal here? Why is black even getting to equalize by knight c7? Because now if you go b4, maybe what difference does it make? Check aata hai, king goes here, and then there is all these ideas with a5. So Vidit has gone b4, so that if knight c7 is played right now, then he is going to go knight b3. And now if a check happens, then the king goes to b2. So a3 is protected, and most importantly, Vidit has stopped a5 counterplay with the knight on b3. So this was very important for Vidit to do, and that's why knight b3, knight a5 is a great plan for Vidit. So that's why Sanal plays a5 directly. It's a desperate attempt. He's gone a5 as of now. So Vidit should not take this pawn and allow such a big counterplay on the open file. Of course, black can anyway recover the pawn very easily, but Vidit should not even think of taking this pawn. He should continue with his plan of knight b3, because even if these exchanges happen and black now goes knight c7, that is absolutely okay. He can go knight d4 and c6 can be attacked. Even if this converts in a rook endgame, knight b5, rook b5, the whole point again is this king, the leader, because of which he is having a great position. His rook is entering here. There is a big weakness, and that weakness is not just any weakness, but it will give a protected passed pawn. Max to max, black might try this, but after rook fb1, everything is well protected. So yeah, this is how Vidit's game is going to go, I guess, in rook endgame. Until that time, we should look at Gukesh's game, because what did his opponent play? Knight e4 was played, knight e3. Oh, and he doesn't go into the knight endgame. He goes rook e5. He goes rook e5 with Gukesh goes rook f5. Gukesh is like, no, I am going to make sure that I'm exchanging the rooks. But Hike says, No, I am still wanting to retain the rook. So rook goes to e6. But can Gukesh not take the pawn here? Simply rook h5. Guys, if rook h5, what should black play here? What should black play here if rook h5? It's pretty interesting actually. Quite a few moves are coming to the mind, and we need to know. 1 minute, I'm back. Okay, sorry. I was away for a moment. I have a few suggestions. Knight f6, knight into g3, knight into c3. Great, because knight c3, there is a clear-cut disco here, trying to attack here, but white has a great move. White to play and win. A beautiful, beautiful suggestion of knight c3. Doesn't work because of an important move, and I don't know if you found it or not, but it's a really nice position there. Yes, Apurva Kamble, Aryan Rudrapati, Dream Big, Surya B, Surya 80, Satish Gopal, ET, Srini Shruti, Saumik Banerjee, Aryan Rudrapati, Ishan. Yes, Knight F5, and the idea is a checkmate. You have controlled this, and this is going to be lost. So, beautiful. And if Knight G3, another suggestion of by you guys, then you can simply take here, and after this, you can win another pawn. So this rook end game actually is winning for white, but of course let's not get into the details of it. um, but the best chance for black, as people had guessed right, would be knight f6, attacking the rook and also attacking this knight here, and the only way to for white to continue would be to attack the knight so that he doesn't lose a piece. But anyway, even if the piece is not lost, after rook e2, one of the pawn is going to be lost, and it's going to be difficult for white to break through. So rook e6 has been played, and Gukesh is thinking whether to take on h5 or not. Maybe rook h5 leads to a draw. Um, so knight d5 could be a possibility to keep the game going. We will see what he's going to do. It's an important decision, 21 minutes he has. Nihal Sarin has pushed a pawn after a long time. I mean, a pawn break. A pawn break is happening on their board after a long, long time. B4. Wow. He is determined. He is clearly wanting to press this. He totally believes in his position. And is he going to open the B file? Or, by the way, Nihal has does he have an interesting idea? B5, queen b5, rook d5, rook d5, rook d5, rook d5, queen d5. But then there is queen f1 check and perpetual. Okay. So he, of course, not b5. He played b takes c5 and b takes c5. One more file has been opened, a big change in the position, and now he goes queen f3 without much thought. Guys, Nihal has only 6 minutes. Did you realize that? Oh no, that's not going to be easy if he wants to create any sort of position to. No, now he's just repeating. Is he going to repeat? Yeah, seems like he's going to repeat. Arey, yeah, checkmate. Shit, I was going to show an example. Let me show you. Yeah, he's still thinking. Let's go to Praggnanandhaa has drawn the game. Aryan Chopra has also drawn the game with Esipenko. Arjun Erigaisi is playing. And he really needs to defend well, otherwise he is going to be in big trouble. He goes rook h7, e takes d5, c takes d5, and Shant is currently thinking. Okay, he has a good knight there, but this g5 pawn is, looks, it's very annoying that this bishop on c1 ghar pe baithe, just staring at this pawn. It's kind of annoying there. So definitely that's one trouble. The other trouble is this bishop is such a bad bishop. That's another big trouble. And the third trouble is his king is on d8. Matlab, um, definitely very bad, unsafe, absolutely. So these are quite a few problems in Arjun's position. He only, I don't know, matlab it's only very one or two bad moves are needed by his opponent so that Arjun can come back. Okay, Aditya Mittal has drawn with Sheparinov. SL Narayanan has drawn with Mishdeshvili. And right now Vidit is playing. Oh wow, a5 was played and Vidit goes knight b3. Good move. ab4, ab4, and knight c7 has been played. Vidit is thinking here. Guys, one question to you. Vidit can attack the c5 pawn, c6 pawn by going knight d4 and by going knight a5. These are the two ways he can attack. Question to you is, another move which he can go is rook a1. These are the three moves I am giving you as a multi-choice question. Which move you will play in your game? Which move? Yes, simplicity. Prag was a draw. Knight. Most of you are saying knight d4. I am guessing the reason is that it's in the center and it's a good move. But what was the problem of knight a5? What is the problem if white, I mean the difference will be very subtle, because knight d4 mein you are okay to go into a rook endgame and that is better for you. But yahan pe you are attacking this knight b5 check. Even if that happens, you are just going king b3. Okay, and it all looks great for white. Rook f8, rook either it has been tied down in the defense of this pawn. So what is the problem here? How do you progress? You try to go rook e1, wanting to go rook e7. He says no, king f8, and I am stopping you. You might want to double here, so you might go rook e5 there, but he says okay, right now nothing. a move. Let's just make a few moves. Rook d1. And now if I go rook d1, I have knight d4 check, knight f5, and I stop e7, rook e7 anyway. And then my rook is rook could start putting pressure. It will go to b5, and well, it's just a play which is going on. Yeah, white is not getting anything clear, because unless white gets inside here, gets an entry, how can he exert more pressure? And if white tries to play something like over here, instead of rook e1, f3 with the idea of g4, this could be interesting, because on this side there are no pieces, but here he will have to be quite careful. Now if we go back, and now if we see knight d4, if knight b5, knight b5, rook b5 happens, if it goes into rook endgame after rook a8, clearly you want to go rook a6. So black has to make sure what he wants to do. If he wants to go rook b8 and attack, this is something which we saw. And now king f8, rook a6 attacks the c6 pawn. So here, if black goes rook c8, like a very passive move, white says, okay, nothing happening immediately, and white will do the same thing, trying to improve on the king side first. He will try to do the same thing. So this still is nothing immediate. I think it's all going to be a lot of strategy, which doesn't seem so easy. At this moment, I will ask you black to play. What can black think of? I don't know how, if that is a, what is it, holding for black or still a bad position, but for sure it is a move which needs to be considered first. Yes, rook c5 check, well done. There is a pin there. If takes, rook c6, and this would be the rook endgame, which would be in question if it is good or black for good or bad for black d5, because he's going to lose the d5 pawn here, and this is going to be a passer. So it's all coming down to a rook endgame. Oh, Vidit goes rook a1. He neither goes knight d4 nor he goes knight a5, which means knight b5 check is a strong move right now. And after king d3, the position with this knight here is equalized. What we are looking at is extremely subtle and difficult to understand, that why keeping the knights right now is bad for white, and white helps black. So important question there. Also, white cannot play for the, if king d3 rook e8, white cannot play knight d4, because it's a blunder, because there's takes and rook b4. So now, so that was the only chance there if he wanted to go knight d4. So Vidit's position right now is going, is equalized, and we need to see if still he can create any play on c6. Oof, what about Gukesh? We need to go there back. Rook f5, rook e6, and Gukesh goes knight c4. He says no taking on h5, because it's going towards simplification. He goes knight c4. Very interesting move. The other move was knight d5. Yes, just for fun, the question you had asked for, if, let me ask you a question. So I don't know, can you visualize if this knight is on d6, okay, and if white's pawn is on a5, wait, a5, white's knight on a6, d6, white's pawn on a5, and black knight on d8. This, imagine only these three, okay, no other pieces, no rooks, only the knights and the pawn on the board. This king is here, this king is here, that's fine. And what should white play there? That is the question. For all those who are able to visualize, this is the question. White knight on d6, white pawn on a5, white king on h4, black king on h8, black knight on d8, and black pawn on b7. What should white play? क्या बात है सतीश, सौमिक, तरुण, सूर्या, K90, Arindam. Yes. So the question is, you guys are right. The right move would be knight b7. So check chess for fun. नहीं किसने पूछा था ये? Checkmate. I think who somebody had asked. I don't remember. But the point is, if you imagine this knight on b7 after takes, there is this knight on b7 and white pawn on a5, a6 आएगा. Wherever the knight moves, pawn on a8, queen is unstoppable. That's the power of a rook pawn against a knight, because it's on the edge of the board. It's not easy to play against a rook pawn. Okay, that was a little bit too much of visualization there, but thanks for following and answering. Knight c4 has been played by Gukesh. Martirosyan is thinking time to bring the king up. And maybe no, but how will you give the pawn? 1 second, guys. If Martirosyan goes rook h6 and tries to save the h pawn, what does white have? In fact, white can take here if he wants. White can also attack rook e5 and then take the c5 pawn. Maybe that becomes a better idea also. So he's not going to try and save. So if he goes king g7 here, then king h5, if you take, the problem is rook h6 and h2 is weak there. So this is the problem because of which white is not getting an advantage if he takes here. So king g7 is a great move. But Gukesh is, I'm sure he'll not going to take and go into simplification. He's going to keep trying. He's trying to force the rook exchange by hook or by crook. So maybe he'll go rook e5. देखते हैं क्या होएगा इधर. Nihal Sarin, by the way, had opened a B file, easy getting any play there. After queen c6, queen f3, queen e6, queen e3, rook c8, Yu Yangi is not playing the same moves. Yu Yangi actually changed when this time queen c6 was perfectly a fine move. He goes rook c8. Is that a good news there yet or not really? Because computer suggests that A4 right now is a good time to start with. A4 is a good time to start with. So that you just imagine this pawn by chance reaches A6 and in the endgame rook B2, rook B7 look like a powerful threat. So queen F3 was played and now rook CD8 has been played. So this is going for a draw because Nihal is making the same moves, queen D1 and queen F3. So that's why it is clear that it is going for a draw. Okay. Guys, which game do you want to see? Oh, Arjun's game. Look at this. Getting a little dangerous there. Queen 8 check. King goes to c7. Bishop e3. Bishop goes to b7. Queen idhar gayi. Wapas. King gets out of the pin. Now the bishop comes to c5. This queen goes to c7. e5 is under, of course, pressure. He goes bishop d4. But for white, he could have, okay, bishop d4 gives Arjun some chance. Why? Because Arjun can right now go for a move g4. Everything is protected here. That is the reason. And his two pieces are attacking the e5. Why couldn't he take the e5 pawn here? If knight takes e5, what is the problem? Guys, if knight takes c5, white to play. हाँ रे धीरज, सही में हराया. Moral of the story: never underestimate your opponent. King pawn says rook e1. Rook e1 is definitely a nice move because you are attacking the knight and you are intending rook e6. So that was the reason knight e5 not to be played. And black has his pieces well. I mean, what else? They are doing their job. So time to go g4 and try to clamp here. But I don't know how easy this move is at this moment to go for g4 and just stay calm. We will see. If Arjun plays g4, it's gonna be amazing. Okay, Gukesh versus Mike. Oh my god, he's made a mistake. After knight c4, he should have gone for king g7, a calm move over there. As we saw, this thing will bring rook h6 and winning the h2 pawn. So that was a good idea. But he goes knight d6. What he's saying is, number one, knight d6, rook d6. This rook endgame. After rook takes c5, but even h5 is attacked. And this rook endgame is clearly better for white. That's how it is. Rook d2, even black is attacking both these pawns. Important is to not take the pawn on h5 and allow this check. And then again rook b2 where you lose both those pawns. Important is to go rook b5 where you are also counter attacking. So if he takes here and then you go king g5, this is important because b7 cannot be supported. So this rook endgame, guys, which is landing into this position, which is landing into this, no sorry, rook d6, which is landing into this position. How many of you think it is winning for white? Let me do a few moves. King e7, rook takes b7. How many of you think this is winning for white? It will be a draw. Rook endgame में that is the biggest fear, right? If it will be a draw. Oh, that is happening. Rook d2 on the board. This has gone to rook endgame and it will be so exciting to see if Gukesh can win this rook endgame. This is clear that he needs to play rook b5. He cannot play king h5. It is going to be a draw. Rook b5 is important. He doesn't think much. He plays the move and he looks at his opponent for a moment. Just look at him right now. Let me do the full screen. Wow, we are having a rook endgame lesson right now. So they have played rook b5, rook h2, king h5, and the body language of Gukesh seems very relaxed, very calm. Is he already assessing this as a win, or is he calm because he thinks कि draw तो है ही? What do you think? So king g5, both have 16 minutes. Time बहुत है. It's very unusual that you are in the rook endgame and you have so much time and one of them has advantage. So that way it's a great time management by Gukesh, and also this could become an amazing endgame for us. Rook b7. Easy win, though I will not say. Okay, the computer does say it is plus 1.4, but for rook endgame also plus 1.4 is never really like plus 1.4. It's always very hard. Also, this is a weak engine, so we don't know if can we have it in table base 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, he goes king e7. Maybe no, maybe you need 6 pieces, right, for a table base. Rook b7 has happened on the board. King goes to e6. They are making moves very fast right now. King goes to e6. And this king is lovely. It is, you know what is the difference there in, like, unlike normal rook and games, the king is tying down this rook on h2. ये ऐसे ही घूम नहीं पा रहा है, मैं इधर जाऊंगा, मैं उधर जाऊंगा, मैं ये मूवी देखूंगा. इट इज लाइक यार घर पे कोई नहीं है, अमेजोन डिलीवरी आने वाला है, बैठना पड़ेगा, इम्पोर्टेंट है, समथिंग लाइक दैट. सो Braille Jebra says, I always lose in Rook Endgame. How to improve? Oh, first you should definitely try to study the basic Rook Endgames. Do check out Silman's Endgame book. It's very useful. And what you can do is, it is based on different levels. So you can check Rook Endgames of all levels, each level, and then let's say from 1000 to 1500, 1500, that kind of they have levels, and you should check it out. Once you get a hang of the basic ideas of rook endgame, the basic principles of how rook should be behind a pawn and these kind of things, lucena you will need to learn, and that will really help you to find good moves in the given situation. सोना says, अमृता घर में अकेले हो, दिल की बात बोल रही हो. Yes. Okay. So king e6, and either Gukesh is thinking Shanti mein, and look at Hike. He is not right now in the way he was like thinking. It was like he showed ki yes, I am in control. But that didn't seem to have that intensity, ki confidence, ki nahi yaar ye draw hi hai. Definitely not. So this is an endgame which, guys, let's come here again to analyze in depth. Gukesh is going to take some time here. If he plays, we will come back immediately. Okay. Until that time, let's go to Arjun's game quickly. Is anything... Oh, Arjun did not play G4. As we guessed, it was not easy. But okay. Queen E1. Still, white needs to find a plan. Oops, sorry. This was... whose game? Maksullo. Aditya versus Shaparino draw, as I really mentioned. Vidit's game. Yeah, Vidit's game had equalized, actually. Rook e8 was played. Rook e1, Rook e1, Rook e1, knight b5 check, king d3, knight. Now, how is he going to defend a b4 pawn? A simple draw here, because you go king c3 and there is knight b5, knight c7. Black is repeating. Black bol raha hai, nahi mujhe try karna. I really have no ambitions, and they are going to repeat. Because you cannot lose the pawn there. You cannot. Oh, is it ending? Yeah, maybe. Let's wait for 10 seconds. Maybe this is ending. Yes, after this will Nihal's game, of course. Some guy somewhere says, is it possible for Gukesh to blunder into a draw? Of course. Rook end games. This much advantage is still not so clear. If you make one or two errors, not at all easy. There are the maximum flips there. I mean, which goes towards a draw. King goes to d2, but doesn't really matter. He's going to go knight c7 anyway. And whoa, very hard, because if Vidit tries to, decline a draw, let's say, and if he says, I'll go rook e7, I'll attack your knight, then there is rook b4, and for rook c7, rook b3. So this is an endgame which is possible. No, he goes knight c7. Let's see what Vidit will play. If Vidit goes king c3, it's going to be a draw. I mean, he won't then go rook e7. How many times did they repeat, by the way? Knight b5 check once. Yeah, king c3 position we need to know. This is number 1 time. Okay, this is only second time. So, not a draw yet if he goes king. Oh, Nihal's game ended in a draw. He was repeating there queen f3. Last May queen f3. Yeah, rook c d8. All of that. So, that also ended in a draw. It's very hard to beat your opponents. Vidit's game is ending in a draw right now. If he goes king c3, is he playing? He's thinking. Gukesh is thinking as well. Arjun is Arjun is in trouble, but still he's been in trouble since a long time, and like yesterday anything can happen. Arvind is in trouble. Oh no, last move was bishop f2 here. So which exchanges this, and it's going for a draw. King f2 ke baad. So Arvind is also in control. It's going for a draw. Leon's game against Hippolyto, who was yesterday winning with Arjun, almost winning in a way. Hippolyto still has a better position. Harsha's game. Harsha has a very strategic position. Good knight versus bad bishop. And h6 is attacked and you cannot defend it right now. But can you take the pawn on h6? Guys, black to play. Only move. What should black play here? Oh, Gukesh's game. Yes. Let's go, let's go. But यहाँ पे one question. Nikhilesh, Aryan, Pallavi, Braille Jebra, no. Gandhar, Harmony, well done. Only move, otherwise you've just simply lost your pawn. Only move is bishop d7. And the idea is if bishop f5, you are going to a drawn king pawn endgame because you will recover the pawn. So that was important. He goes knight e3 and the game will go on. Let's go to Gukesh's game, the most important game which is going on. He gives a check, king e6. No guys, he is still thinking. Gukesh has been thinking for last 7 minutes, and that could be another problem. He is going to need time later. So he needs to find a plan there. He can actually start with b4. This looks like a good move to start with b4 and already start putting pressure in this way on your opponent. So b4 is the move Gukesh should play over here. Going to did Vidit draw? Did Vidit repeat there? Oh no! Vidit went into a rook endgame. He said no, I am going to try. So rook e7, this, and he has kept his king on d2 because he didn't want a check with rook b3. Takes, rook takes, and this rook endgame, he does have some chances if Sanal Wahab goes wrong. So that is a good thing because there is nothing for him to lose. So this is a good decision by Vidit to keep continuing. And here Sanal should go d4. It's important that he goes d4. If he goes king f8, then maybe white can challenge this rook here and then go rook d6. But whereas if black goes d4, and now if Vidit goes rook d4, black has rook c3 attacking the pawn on c5 here. Okay, so d4 has been played, which means this is going towards a draw. Ronak Sadhwane is playing with Muradli and it's still in the middle game. Slightly tough for him, but he is attacking and still anything can happen in this position. By the way, Adiban's game, Adiban is just clearly winning. What amazing pieces after the Meroxy bind. Where did he get a break? Look at this thing. He improved h5. Just to very quickly show you h5, h4, he opened the h file and now the rook lift from c5. Lovely idea by Adiban. Rook goes to h5 and then knight goes to e5. He is now bringing all his pieces for getting a break soon. Knight f4, he goes back and there you are. The typical, the thematic break d5 against the structure of Meroxy bind. There you have it, as we had discussed. Well done, Adiban. g5 was played, which looked like, oh come on, I am winning a piece there. But Adiban says, no dude, I don't really care even if you win my rook there. Because, oh my god, AD was completely on his toes. Black to play. Just find one move. Black to player. What an amazing sacrifice by Adiban. Rook sacrifice. Superb. Just amazingly superb. Yes, we will go at Gukesh's game. बहुत टाइम चलने वाला है. Don't worry there. 2 मिनट है, कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला है. Hike is going to think. We will right now look at this. It is so beautiful what Adiban has played. By the way, good result. Glow Jeba says, please see how Arjun made a miraculous draw. Wow, that is great. Somehow he strikes back and it is very difficult to beat him. Yes, usual Kavan Sovna Gandhar. Well done. Knight f3 check. Black has given a full rook, but look at this. There is a pin there. There is this queen here. So knight f3 check. And if you take this knight there, the queen takes on f4 with the idea of ef3 and mating nets over here. It's extremely difficult for white to defend. If the bishop goes back, then jumps in this knight with ideas over here, e3, queen h2, all of this is super crushing there. Wow, Adiban is playing amazing chess. d5. So his opponent played bishop e3. He of course missed this idea because it was not so easy. He played bishop e3. Adiban took the pawn on f3. Bishop takes f3 and he challenges the bishop there. Maybe there was still possibility to ignore this guy over here and go knight fg4 attacking e3. But yes, after bishop c6 as well, he still has a great advantage. He's thinking here knight c6 is incoming and all the king is just completely gone. The space is very weak. So Adiban's game, we will later come back once more. Abhimanyu is winning against Peter X. But let's go to Gukesh's game. He has made a move. Wow, Gukesh made a great move. b4. He is on track. 6 minutes to go. Sorry, 6 minutes left. Hike has 14 minutes. This endgame will Black give a fight and take it towards a draw, or can Gukesh convert this? Rook endgames are the most difficult ones. We are also hoping that Sagar will join us today. Yes, okay. By the way, so Arjun's game ended in a draw and it was very surprising. Did they agree for a draw? Because it was not at all close to draw. So what happened in the very end, the last May? Oh, they just repeated. Wow. Unbelievable. Maybe Sargsyan did not find a good plan for white. Very interesting. Maybe there was no good plan. So this ended in a draw. That's a great news. Vidit's game is going on. He had played d4. His opponent had played d4. Vidit went g4. He says, I don't care. I'm not going to take your pawn and I'm just going to improve my position. King goes to f8 and Vidit is right now thinking. Maybe rook c7 and stop the king coming aage. Arvind's game has ended in a draw too. A lot of draws today in our Indian games. Leon is black and things are in control. In fact, Leon's opponent has less time. So this should be possible to hold. Murli Karthikeyan beat Vitali. That's a great result. Harsha Bharatkoti is playing with this knight, but it seems like black has things in control and the advantage is not going to be enough. Ronak Sadhwani playing with black is having a very unclear position. But guys, we forgot the most interesting game, Adiban's game, because he was just crushing there. Bishop f3, bishop c6 takes. He has taken with the knight. He has taken. Celebrant says Gukesh will draw. He doesn't have enough time. Chaitanya says, bro, 6 minutes is enough for Gukesh. Guys, what do you think about this debate? Does Gukesh has enough time or he doesn't? Knight c6 by Adiban. Once again, he's saying it's like a pawn, yeah? इधर एक पॉन है, चलता है, एक्सचेंज हो रहा है, कुछ फर्क ही नहीं पड़ रहा है, वैसा ही है ये रुक. आई मीन आई हैव नेवर सीन सच अ रुक या कि कभी भी मारो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. सो G8 6, इधर भी G8 6 इफ इट इज टेकन, देन व्हाट इज द AD हैविंग? Knight D4, and if Bishop D4, then you have Queen F4. And AD is an exchange down in this case, but of course with a lot of ideas which are happening. Bishop C7, Bishop E6, there can be a pin, this knight jumping to G4 as we know. Oh, G8 6 finally. AD's opponent Rodrigo says, यार मुझे अब रुकना नहीं, मुझे बस रुक खाना है. That's what he says, and it takes the rook, and AD without a thought takes the knight on D4. Wow, this exchange up is going to be so much masaledar fun. Mendonca also draws his glow. Okay, that's another update there. So this AD's opponent is going to play. Did Hike make a move? Yes. B4, Rook H3 is played. This is attacked, and Gukesh very alert. Of course, he should not play any move like G4. That would be a disaster. He makes sure of that not to go in something like this, which becomes a clear draw. He goes King F4, defends the pawn. His opponent goes H4, and Gukesh takes on H4 over here. Here he has to be careful. If he goes G4, he loses a pawn here, so he cannot go G4. He had an option of giving a check here. Okay guys, if a check is given and if king goes to E7, can Gukesh play Rook H6? Okay, but there is no this problem, but there is Rook G3, Rook H4 and Rook C3. Sorry, bad question, doesn't work. So he's played G takes H4 right now. Still, slightly stronger would have been giving a check, which does feel that arey yaar, this king is coming aage, and still again giving a check. So that if this king goes to C6, is C4, then you have Rook C5 check, and this king will really be misplaced on B3. So this position with the king on B3 is winning for white. You see, the difference is the king cannot defend the F7 pawn, and king pawn endgame over here after king F6 is not enough because this pawn will just roll. So that would be a great idea, that over here what we were looking at is giving a check, provoking the king aage, and if the king goes back over here, then you are still trying to enter a king pawn endgame. But this I don't think was so easy. Rook G3, Rook G3. It's pretty complicated. So GH4, and now black will play, Hike will take the pawn. Hike is thinking of Rook takes C3. Definitely a big question. Guys, which pawn do you want to capture? H4 or C3? Did you look at Hans' blunder already? No, but we will look at it. A lot of games have ended, guys. They're all draws, and most of them have ended in a draw. This guy has made a move. Which pawn did he take? He takes the right pawn. Rook takes H4. It was important that he doesn't take the C pawn and allow the H and B pawn for white to roll. That would have been very difficult to control. So Rook H4, king goes to E3, and Hike starts with his pawn, F pawn here. Gukesh should be on his toes. If he makes an error, then it is not going to be easy to win this Rook endgame. But what we have is one of the most amazing Rook endgames. He has advantage. Is it enough to win or not is a big question in front of us. And in 6 minutes, like how the chat has been debating whether it is enough or not. AD's game very quickly, because that was the craziest game going on. We will come back here. Knight D4 happened. Rook G2 was played by Rodrigo, and queen e5. AD is creating a masterpiece by this game. We must later look at this game from the beginning. Guys, do check it out. Meroxy Binder, way Adiban has played is mind blowing. Simply mind blowing. Right now, look at this. This guy has no fear. Rook g7 check is happening here. King h8. And still you see nothing immediate for black. But this guy has absolutely zero fear there. Knight f5 is a threat to be careful for. Wow, what a game. Yeah, AD has played. Amazing. Beast for a reason, says Normie. Yes, Gukesh's opponent. Did he play after f5? Gukesh has given a check. Gukesh has given a check. Not taken too much time. Good. That is a good time management. This king has to decide. Idhar chala. Yeah, idhar chala. He goes king e5. But Gukesh doesn't need to think. He is giving a check again. Is it going towards a draw in any way? King goes back to e6. And now Gukesh, what is he going to play? I think he has in mind rook c5 so that the c3 is defended, and then he will start pushing his b pawn. Would that be his idea? Rook c5. Vidit's game, rook endgame also. Vidit's game is also in rook endgame. Will he have any chance? Let's go there very quickly. A lot of games we have to. Oh my god, it's also going towards complications. Takes d4, g4 he had played last. He stops the king. h4, h5. Exchanges are happening here. Now rook d7. He goes rook c3. He defends the c5 pawn. King comes up. Rook takes h5. Vidit has one pawn, but king e6 has been played, and rook g5 seems like a good move. But whenever the rook moves from the h file, this rook will attack the h3 pawn, and the white king is mainly cut off. So this is not enough. This is draw. But again, not if Sanal makes an error. There will still be some chances. Adiban's game from black. Did his opponent make a move after queen e5? Not yet. His opponent has almost 5 minutes. Bishop on e3 is attacked. And did he not play rook g7? No, not yet. He is thinking of it. By the way, let's go to Gukesh's game again. Rook c5. Yes, Gukesh goes rook c5. A good move. Now, black must decide what he wants to do. Rook behind the pawn. That's what we say. But will he think of going f4? If he goes f4, that is just too early, and then this rook is tied down for life because the king cannot defend a pawn. So pushing the pawn aise hi akele is not a good idea. The pawn needs to be here as of now to be able to defend with the king. So for sure the rook has to move. But whether a check, whether rook h1, we will see what he does. We will see what hike does. Pranil Patil says, please focus on Gukesh game. He can win world championship for us in future. Yes, Pranil, we will focus on Gukesh. We are focusing, but एक मुंह के लिए सोच रहा है. We can see many games because, a good game, a masterpiece is always a masterpiece. Even if you play for that matter, it's not going to change. And that's what we think today. AD has played a masterpiece. But rook c5 has been played, and hike, what does he play? He gives a check. He gives a check. Wow. Top board is absolutely being like a top board game. Yeah. As interesting as it can get. Okay. Gukesh is thinking, guys, he can go king f4 and he can go king d4. Oh, he's very sure. I'm going king f4 and I'm keeping a watch on this guy here on f5. He's very, very sure. So, but what if check again there? What if rook h4 check again there? What is Gukesh going to do to avoid the check? Can he go king g5? Or that's, oh, look at this. Guys, king g4, king g5 is a blunder by me. Why? What should black play here? These are the little things Gukesh should take care. But of course, he is going to take care. I'm not taking care. What should black play here? If such a chance is being given. Braille Jebra says Gukesh should become Magnus's second for a year. That's a great idea. Yes, being brilliant at chess, dream big, Saumik, Shanmukha, Normi, Safal, Nikhil, Pranab, Manoj. You guys are on track. Rook g4 check. You get a chance to cut this king off, and with a passive king, the whole thing changes and it's going to be completely equal. You need this king. It's important piece to attack. So if rook h4 check, the king could probably go back to g3 so that there is no more check here. But the question is, if rook goes to h1, then how should white progress? Now what should white play? Guys, what should white play? Okay, there might be many moves, but I'm asking in terms of how do you want to progress? Hike is thinking very logically. I am getting two moves which are absolutely logical in answer: b5 and c4. b5 and c4. But if b5, one of the move is again an error. That's why it is very hard. This has happened, by the way, king g3. It is very hard to keep playing right move at each juncture. b5 is not the best move here. King d6, can you believe it? That time, now you're saying, dude, I don't really care about my f5 pawn. But are you suddenly, how come you're not caring about the f5 pawn? This is the reason. Rook goes to c1, attacks this pawn. Now you cannot defend it with rook c5 because you just pushed your pawn, right, to b5. That is the problem. And if you try to defend it by rook f3, then this king jumps in and you lose the pawn. See, this much was the subtlety. That's why it is important for rook h1 to go c4 and not b5 before going c4. So c4 is needed by Gukesh right now. Let's see. But these are the mistakes which can be easily possible. We have reached the same position. It's important that Gukesh does not make a mistake. Oh my god, he has to be careful. It's becoming stressful right now, but he needs to be careful. b5 is an error. King f4 is not giving any progress because of rook h4 check. You see, at that point of time, it was very subtle. But at that time, a check and a check which we were looking at by white was a slight improvement so that he doesn't enter such a situation of narrowed down variations. Let's see. Come on, Gukesh. c4. Khelo c4. बस b5 मत खेलो. 6 minutes and 6 minutes and 7 minutes and it is an important position, so I am going to stay here. Some guy somewhere says Gukesh will be able to calculate all this, right? See, this is the whole point. At which moment a player can go blank is unpredictable. The whole game has been going on for 4 hours with different kinds of emotions. That is why we say the one who makes the last mistake is under problem. It's not like even if he goes b5, if it is not a last mistake, it's fine. That kind of a thing. But right now, today, Gukesh is on his toes. So I don't think he will go b5 at this point. This is not a move which he will miss. Another reason why he will not miss is because after b5, king d6 is the most natural move you will consider because it's a threat, right? Checks, captures and threats, if you remember. And after rook f5, again there is a threat. So that is the reason you know that you cannot go here. So it's a forcing calculation, right? Only moves. Again, it's a threat. And this is the way, it's just three moves, so they would not be difficult to calculate there. So he will not play b5. Maybe he will play king f4 and gain some time. That is a possibility. But 4 minutes 30 seconds. He is going low on time. He must take care. Mary says hello from Armenia. I root for hike, but I absolutely love your commentary and Indian chess players. Arey Mary, yes, nothing against anybody. It's just that sometimes, yes, we do get biased. Cannot deny that. At least I do get biased. Cannot deny that. But we very well are aware that Hike is a very very strong player, and he had finished third, by the way, guys, in World Blitz. If you remember, Magnus had come first, second was Nakamura, and third was Hike. So definitely in their country, he is the one they look forward to for the next world champion. So yes, let's see. Enaric Knight says, why are you jumping up and down? Calm, please. Yes, thanks for reminding me. Definitely, I should be calm right now. I completely agree with you. Sometimes you get carried away in the whole in the whole chess thrill, you can say. What are the possibilities of Gukesh playing Rook d5? Zero. Okay, he played. What did he play? Oh my god, he played b5. Oh my god. Now that's, if king d6, it's over. I mean, it's a draw. Oh my god, Hike finds it. He just was on that thing. What a miss this is. In some way, a little bit of heartbreak there, because what a game it was. Amazing chess we had seen in this game by Gukesh. So, as see, exactly, this is the whole point. It's a lot about the 4 hours, but he has something else in mind. He gives rook c6 check. He's not going for anything like rook f5. That was the only variation we analyzed. What? Wait, let's just still try to find something in this position. King goes to e5. Does he plan to go b6? But then there is f4 check. Wow. It's not a dead draw still. It might be a draw for the computer, but not in the game. They can still make mistakes, but definitely b5 is going to hurt Gukesh. For sure. He goes c4 now. Such a difference of reordering. At the end, you are dreaming of this only, but with the right way. No, how did Gukesh miss this? Because I think maybe he believes this position. I don't think it was something which he has missed. I think this, he still believes it's winning, and if he believes it, then it's not so easy for black to draw. Let's try to check the forcing move. f4 check. यहाँ पे if f4 check, then the king, he might go to f2 or g2 anyway. And now if the rook goes to, let's say, c1, trying to stop here, then there is b6 and you are advancing. What do you do? He's played c. Yes, they have got this kind of position. c4 ho gaya hai, and rook b1. He went rook b1, but that again brings Gukesh back in the game. Rook b1, b6. Yes, exactly. Wow, he first had to give f4 check. Guys, it is so clear that this is complex for them. They don't have engines there. Obviously, with less time and all the pressure mounting in, this is very, very complicated still. One wrong move by Gukesh, it will end in a draw. One wrong move by a Hike, it will end in a clear win for Gukesh, which is happening. b6, king e4, only move for Gukesh. Guys, he must play c5 over here. But that is very obvious because he cannot move the rook anywhere else. His b6 pawn hangs. He cannot move the king anywhere else where it is a progress. So c5 is now a natural move with a clear threat that you are supporting the b pawn and you want to then advance or you want to give a check. Okay, this is great. Check and king f4. That would be your idea. So c5. Come on, this time Gukesh, you have to play c5. Yes, he plays c5. Well done. Well done. Haik now plays f4 check, but now important again for Gukesh. Guys, where should the king go? Kahan jayega king? Dream Big says, I told you that there would be another twist. Celebrate says, Dream Big is from the future. I can agree. King f2 and king g2 are the moves, guys, you guys are saying, but agar wo ho gaya to again it's a draw. Because of check. King must go to g4. Extremely critical. And not to fear rook g1 check this time. This is the key moment that you are not fearing this. Why? Because now if f3, this would be the variation Gukesh will need to calculate and be precise in his calculations. There is b7. You are intending a queen there. And if rook goes to g8, important again, good move for white. White to play here. This, I believe we are going to reach this position, guys. And Gukesh must find a move here. White to play. If he doesn't, again, that would be a big trouble. Exactly, as you guys are saying in the chat, this is so tough. The most obvious, by the way, he's played a move king g4. Well done, Gukesh, because rook c8, if you guys are saying it's a blunder here, f2 aega, baat khatam. If you make a queen there, f1 comes with a check and the king is going to be mated. So very important, not rook c8. Yahan pe Gukesh will have to find a move rook g6, challenging the rook. If takes, then there is queen. So this is what, and it's still going to stay complex for a while after f2, but this is how it should go. If for rook g6, if black doesn't take, and if black goes a move like rook f8, if rook f8, then again rook f6 is important. So king g4 has been played. His opponent is thinking there. Yahan pe this is a position we might reach. Crazy endgame we are going to have. If a move like rook b8 is played, then Gukesh has to worry nothing. Just simple c6 and f2 aega. So king g2, you just stop the pawn. So main position which we will be entering is rook f8, rook f6 takes, and Gukesh will make a queen. So yahan pe aane wale hai. Yes, you have an extra queen, but because this pawn exists, it's still not so easy. You will have to be very careful. And Gukesh has only 2 minutes 48 seconds. Haik has 6 minutes. With less time to find the best moves there is a tough task for Gukesh. But what a game, top board game, amazing end game which we are witnessing here. Adiban's game is still going on. Rest of the games, I think, are Ronak's game is going on. These are the two games going on, guys. While Haik thinks just for absolutely a second, let's go here, and Adiban is still winning. So that's a great news for us. Coming back to this game after king g4, we are waiting to see what Haik is going to do here. Is he going to give a check? Okay, can Haik go f3 and doesn't not give check at all? If Haik goes f3, oh, he plays f3, so we didn't reach that position. What is Gukesh? Oh, Gukesh immediately played rook f6. Well done. He stops f2 right now. Now black to play rook g1 check again is possible. King h4. Wow, if rook g1 check, king h4 right now. Can he play king e3 here? b7, rook g1, rook g8 here. But this time what white can say is, look, I really don't care about your pawn because I am going to just keep advancing, give my rook, and queen is happening there. So rook f6. Well done that Gukesh did not take a lot of time. 3 minutes in hand, 5 minutes for a hike, and he is thinking. He might be thinking Rook G1 check. Okay, what else? Can he go King D4? Attack this pawn. If C6, then Rook takes B6. Can this be any... Guys, white to play. If this happens, then Gukesh will again need to find an important move here. My god, this is getting very tactical. Oh my goodness. Crazy.
Wow.
Oh, yes, we needed you.
Yay!
Sagar Shah, please join in here.
Martirosyan
Join here.
playing against Gukesh, and we have
Rook
this.
endgames without you are just, Sagar, very difficult.
But-
Udhar
But tell me something. C7.
Wait, there was a question. Yes, guys, you are amazing. C7 is the move.
But this looks like a draw, right?
No, C7. Rook F6. Ha, this is the position which is important, Sagar. Is it a draw?
And F2. I mean, how to win this? Because the pawn is about to queen.
Okay, important move here.
Wow.
Oh my god, camera क्यों गया? नहीं, camera. शांत हो जाओ अमृता, शांत.
Where is
Shan-
Gukesh?
शांत. Where is Aditya? निकले. King Jong entry. Says no. कौन है King Jong?
अरे वो नॉर्थ कोरिया का. Sorry, South. I don't know.
Camera RIP. I think it got very tired
this,
of me.
Amrita, this. Oh, but is this the position right now?
Yeah, but on one more variation I will show you later. It
Oh, okay. One second.
So black is thinking of two moves. King D4 is
Rook
one
G1
and
I
Rook G1 is one. Yes.
King D4, okay. But King D4, C6 is the only
एक
move.
WhatsApp पे मैसेज करो उनको पता नहीं
message,
चलेगा.
I message.
हाँ. Let me check. Okay.
So Rook F6 and now Hike is thinking he has 3 minutes 2 seconds
हाँ.
and he has to decide what way to go. Gukesh can only win from here. He cannot lose. Meanwhile, Nihal Sarin and Praggnanandhaa both have drawn. Also, Aryan Chopra has drawn. So if Gukesh wins this, he will join Oparin in the lead. Correct?
Oparin is oh my
Oparin
god,
beat
he's
Hans
beat.
Niemann.
Later we'll check. Some blunder had happened, but anyway.
Surya is saying black is losing according to table base. I can't believe.
Which?
I
This
can't-
one? Yeah, black is in that queen ending.
No.
Yes, I will tell you why. Queen E7 check was coming. Queen D8 check. 1 second. Let me just show that
I know.
variation.
King D4, C6 takes.
This is all forced,
C7
guys.
takes C8.
Yeah.
Where is Queen E7?
Queen D8 check.
Okay.
King E5 forced. Forced
yeah,
to F6.
yeah.
Queen E7 check.
Okay.
Now what will you do?
Rook E6.
Forced.
Yeah.
Now is important. I mean, इंजे नहीं बताएगा मेरे को थोड़ी ना.
Check.
Check.
And now.
Queen F5 and takes.
Why can't I take directly?
Rook G6 and King वो उधर जा रहा है ना थोड़ा.
क्या
मतलब
हो
you
रहा
can take it in a better
this is just
situation.
winning, no? This is winning.
Okay.
This is just winning.
Okay. So.
Oh,
Gukesh.
this looks winning, yeah, for Gukesh if King D4. So
No,
Rook
but
G1.
Sagar,
He
he
has
has to
1
be
minute.
precise at every point, and that is a practical. Like right now, 5 minutes are very important. Gukesh's video is
Amrita, why are
really
you not making this full screen? This is basic.
What?
तुम Zoom को इतना छोटा रखती हो that then how can the quality be good? You have to make it full screen.
तुम ही तो सेट करके गए थे जैसा था वैसे ही रखा था मैंने.
यार ये देख
अभी सेट कौन करके गया था?
क्या बड़ा स्क्रीन जूम कॉल शुरू कौन
तुमने
करता है?
बोला मुझे जाने से पहले.
You
देख
did start.
अमृता, मैंने सब सेट किया
Okay,
है.
wait.
You can just go directly and start.
We don't need to.
We have judge. We have judge. 896 judges we have. We poll डालेंगे. अगर तुमने ऐसे बोला तो I will trust you, no? I trust you, no? Trust is the basis of any relationship.
Correct. Okay, by the way, move has been played.
हाँ.
King D5 played.
हाँ.
Rook
Oh.
F5, King C6.
अरे,
Gukesh is winning.
yes,
King
that's
takes
the.
F3. Gukesh is winning.
Khatam. This is very easy.
What
No, not easy,
Hike
sorry.
thought is
Huh.
that this is a fortress according to him. He thinks this is a fortress. Now, will Gukesh, because you know why this is a fortress, he thinks these two pawns cannot move ahead. The king is here. If you give a check, I will take this pawn.
So what? So you need to break the fortress. Is it even possible? Fortresses के लिए many times engine don't understand, Sagar. They can be wrong. We
Yeah.
need to really make sure if the fortress can be broken.
Right. Let's see.
Oh
Let's
my
see.
God.
Firstly, we need to see if we can get the camera. Niklesh is saying he's checking.
Or they can just tell Niklesh if we can put some other camera. नया camera replace कर सकते हैं. Anything can possible.
Battery
Sleep.
died. Oh, battery died.
But they can put another camera.
They are putting.
हाँ. डिवोर्स गैम्बिट चेक टेबल बेस डिवोर्स गैम्बिट टेबल बेस में चेक करेंगे ठीक है चलो हाँ so rookie one
played.
now in this position
He's saying that basically I'm cutting your king off
हाँ
and you cannot come with your king.
okay
So the main problem is that if you check here, I will take this. So you don't have a way to make progress.
why king f4 king g5
But Amruta,
king f4 rookie 5
I have one simple question to you.
king g हाँ
If I want to go rook f8, okay, but it doesn't work right now because check and I lose the rook.
okay
But my idea is rook f8. If you take the pawn, I go b7 and b8 queen. And if you don't take the pawn, I'll give a check and I'll put my rook here and it's winning. So I just need to take care of this skewer here. So let's say I go king f2. You go say rook e4. Now I go rook here and I'm winning. It's over, right? Khatam. Because now after, what will you play? Rook e7. I give you check. King b7. And I can't do this. Okay, it's still not trivial, yeah? Oh, Gukesh goes king f4.
So now if rook
I
no,
guess
he
rook-
waits
I-
rook e2 right or king b7
Yeah, maybe rook e2.
not rook e4 rook b5 yes maybe we have the camera.
If the camera quality is good, that would be great. Let's see. Hello, Niklesh!
अरे उधर आवाज थोड़ी ना जाएगा म्यूट कर लो खुद को
हो अगर आवाज गया रहेगा तो अगर गुकेश इज म्यूट है
हाँ
गुकेश rook f1 check. Okay.
नहीं आया है अभी तक आएगा वो तो एक थोड़ी सेकंड्स के बाद आता था यूजुअली बट वी विल चेक इट आउट
Vaidas Zurkus says the funniest chess commentary duo. अरे thank you Vaidas.
अच्छा
We have
तुमने
heard
कॉम्प्लीमेंट ले लिया क्या उसको
Oh, look at the call.
वाओ
and look Amruta, quality is decent, right?
या छोटे पे है डिसेंट
तो बड़े पे भी आएगा. Let's go here.
Oh, maybe this camera is different and that could be the reason, dude. ए फुल स्क्रीन में जाओ फुल इधर टाइम प्लीज टाइम नहीं है सागर अभी रहने दो you have changed everything.
Let's stay here for
Yeah.
time. So after rook f1, king e5, rook e1, king f6. Gukesh का king ऐसा जा रहा है. Okay, wait. I'll do. अरे let me do now.
हाँ चलो ले लो अभी बट ठीक है ना किंग went to f6 now is he threatening rook e5 I think that plan looks simple rook e5 the rook cannot cut the king anymore and then king goes to
If Gukesh wins this,
सागर
he will
king
be.
d8 से c8 जाएगा
हाँ.
हाँ this is great
He goes rook h8.
oh this is a clear quality actually
Because you were never maximizing the screen. तुम छोटा रखती थी
नहीं
इसके लिए
नहीं
इधर
I think the
खराब.
mobile is changed सागर
No. I'm telling you. I saw
I'm
right now
telling-
what you were doing.
I doubt Sagar. Camera OP. Exactly, camera OP, guys. So rook h1. So what happened for black? Whatever the best answer for him it was. The problem was that even for him to play that, he needed to find white's best moves, which were. I mean, it was scary, yeah, for black also to go into that.
Yeah.
So wow, what an endgame there. Amazing. He plays king e7. Gukesh is gone king e7.
Okay.
So king is going to d8 right
Gukesh is keeping his rook and he's making his king do the hard work. But Amruta, do you still see the win from where it is?
Yeah, I see king d8 is, he's gonna go king d, rook e5, maybe.
Okay, Amruta.
Okay. Check.
Tell me how is this
Actually,
quality?
number of. This is great.
This is good?
Maybe we can extend more now.
Guys, how is this commentary? Oh, sorry, quality.
Can you extend it even further? Just more.
But the pieces are not very clear.
No, it doesn't matter. This is great.
Then we can have a board also, no, here.
Let's do that. You are smart. चंद्रशेखर से बाजीराव की तलवार और सागर भाई के स्किल्स पे डाउट नहीं करते अमृता. ओके, टेकन.
बाजीराव की तलवार. Okay, good. So what did he play? He went rook h8. He says to Gukesh, you can't come from here. Hey, but Amruta, Gukesh is winning now totally. What he can
52
do?
plus 52.
Look at this win.
उसको उधर. Okay.
ठीक है, let's do this. Okay.
हाँ.
Rook f6 check. ठीक है. King takes c5. And now very important move, king d7. And the point is, this might not be easy to give up a pawn because a pawn you are very attached to.
How are you giving a pawn? Rook b8.
No, this check and I give you this.
Got it.
And Amruta, Hark made a move when he had only 1 second left. So rook f6, king c5. And then, let's stay here. King d7, check, king c8. And the point is your rank cutoff. Always remember, guys, rank cutoff is super powerful. I recently did a video course with Surya Ganguly on Rook Endgame, and rank cutoff was so powerful, king cannot come back only. Amruta, king is gone. So actually, this check is very important if Gukesh can spot it. Let's see if Gukesh can find rook f6 check. 5 sets! Bravo! Gukesh OP, guys, with a little stare to hype Martirosyan. He says, guys, this is called rank cutoff. And he has given a check. Now, hype Martirosyan has to take. Otherwise, if he goes back here, then king comes even closer, further closer. And then c6 check could be in the air. Not so soon, but we will figure a way out. Oh, he took the pawn. But now he's rank cut off. He's cut off on the rank. Now king d7. Can Gukesh find it? Yes, he plays it again. Gukesh playing brilliant. Look at the bar there. Rising and falling in excitement. King d7. And now b7, b8 incoming, Amruta. But be a little careful there. King b5 played, by the way. King b5. Trying to come from this side. Then you play b7. Keep the rank cut off. Very important. And then you come here. Let's say you give a check, check, king here, check, go from here and queen the pawn. There you go, Gukesh now going to c8.
Full camera. Can we go full camera? People are saying. And can you just in a moment give... Yeah, exactly.
Okay, let's put it here.
That's the whole point. Easy.
Gukesh drinking water, just like we have seen
Prag.
many times Praggnanandhaa drinking when facing all the Magnus and everyone and
AD is there.
Oh, by the way, coming.
Yeah, he played an amazing game, but that's another story. He should have. We were looking at Gukesh's game. Okay, he goes king b5.
Now b7 for sure.
Rook h8 check, king c7.
Yeah. B7 is just finished.
Yeah.
Frederick Friedel says heart attack city.
Oh wow, we have reached 1,100 people. Guys, do like the stream so that people get to know tomorrow as well.
This means Gukesh will become the joint leader along with Oparin, and also he gains. He played check, and now king c7. As we saw, king c7, king b8, king a7. Go from this side and then push the pawn. And I think Hike might resign very soon. Check, king b8. And now king a7, and there you go.
Look at Gukesh.
Gukesh is enjoying himself. Amruta, with this win, Gukesh
Wait.
will again gain a lot of rating points as well.
Yeah, Rukesh. Can we check all of that later, Sagar?
Yes,
Just
yes.
focus here. It
No,
doesn't
because
really matter.
Gukesh is on right now
Huh?
2738. And if he
0.6.
wins this, he will reach 2744. 43. So that would be his highest elo ever.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, guys, now what Hike is saying is if you come here, I'll give you a check from here. If you come here, I'll give you a check from here.
Like
So Gukesh,
Lucena.
yes. But there is a rank cutoff. Now Gukesh just adjusts himself and he's like, let me find the win here. How can I win? Amruta, please suggest.
Rook F5 check. If you go King C6, there is King C. You'll go King B6 again. So useless check that is. Maybe also the chat.
You know what we should do? Here's the idea. Go here, okay?
Huh?
Go here and then put the king here and queen. No?
But why are you telling? I thought you asked. You would be knowing, right?
People are saying stop jinxing Sagar. Guys,
यहाँ पे
Rook F2. By the
यहाँ
way,
पे jinx नहीं होगा.
if there's no one in this world who can jinx Gukesh in this position, guys. It's impossible.
Nikhilesh Jain in the chat 2738 is already live. This will be rating after win.
Oh, okay. Nikhilesh is very much alert.
Nikhilesh.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. 2744 would be a bit too much, yeah.
Amazing.
Hello, New Manx. As always, love from Oklahoma. Hello. Oh, so 2700 chess already gave him a win.
How come?
I don't know. They are already looking at the commentary and they're like, okay, now he's winning. Oh, by the way, Vidit's game is still going on.
What?
Yes.
That was another Rook and game.
We will go there after this. Maybe we'll ask Nikhilesh
sure.
and Aditya to put it on that board.
Yeah.
But for now, Rook F2 is just game over because you put your Rook here, bring your King here, and that should be done. Hike is trying his best to figure out.
What an endgame they played, Sagar. I mean, there were chances for Hike to actually draw. There were chances for... But you cannot play each and every move perfect, right? It's not easy.
Right.
But they played a brilliant game.
Keshav Ki Patshala says this is Gukesh's 5th classical tournament of 2023 and 6th he will play in 10 days. Yes, he will play Norway chess. And Norway chess is going to be his biggest challenge. It will be stronger even than Vaikanze because there you have Magnus, Firuza, Anish. I think
he plays King B6. When does Norway chess start?
I think first week of June.
Wow. King B6,
of course.
Check.
If you are careless, Amruta, and you go here.
Oh, shit. I can be careless, by the way, but not Gukesh, so... Gukesh OP.
Yes, Ashish Satwik, we are going to have someone from our team at the Karnataka Chess Championship, State Championship, because it's the highest prize money championship that will happen. 10 lakh is the prize fund. By the way, guys, if any of you, oh, what a classy move. Now he's going here. If any of you want to learn from Gukesh, there is a link in the description of the ChessBase video course that Gukesh has done with us. It is on how to attack like a super GM. Please check it out. It's going to be amazing. A lot of people have got it and they have loved it. And you might also get to learn a lot from this guy who's playing on the top board at Sharjah Masters and is winning. Brilliant. Look at him staring at Hike a little bit, like chess players have this habit.
No, it's not staring, right? It's just...
it's
over. Gukesh wins.
Gukesh OP in the chat, guys.
And D5. What a game.
Gukesh OP.
What a game.
Ashish Satwik said I've got the course. Array, thank you, Ashish. That's very nice to know.
Yeah, बहुत मजा आया यार. Top board, Sagar. With the game goes till the end, that too such an exciting, everything was exciting. This was all about Endgame, by the way, and we got the video. We were very lucky.
Yes.
Also thanks to the organizers and Aditya and Nikhilesh, everybody. So we were all very happy to witness this.
Back-to-back wins. And Amruta, in this tournament, 2 wins is gold. Making 1 win is tough.
Yeah,
but
totally.
winning 2 games is really tough. And now
Correct.
with this, Gukesh will have Oparin tomorrow because Grigory Oparin from Russia has reached 4.5 out of 6. So if Gukesh manages to beat him, then he'll be the sole leader tomorrow.
My
And
goodness. No, but it's like we can take one by one in the sense it's not easy, right?
yes, for sure. But now one by
Because he's
one,
gonna be black.
I
That
agree.
is the toughest part
I agree.
there.
I agree.
But instructive Rook endgame. Yeah, I think this endgame was very instructive. So many key moments we had.
Himank is saying Oparin is from US. Oh, he's changed his. Maybe
Oh.
he's changed his federation now.
By the way, Himang says Abhimanyu and AD both picked up their first victory today.
Wow.
Quickly just going to AD. No, this is rare option, right?
Yeah.
So going to Vidit's game.
Vidit drew already.
It ended in a draw. So all games actually ended. Yeah, this was the last game.
Right.
They are analyzing.
They are analyzing.
Can't hear them. Yeah, can you hear them actually?
No, no.
How?
We have not put the audio. But maybe we can connect to audio if you want. Sudarshan Rangan says maybe was Oparin Fabiano's second in recent tournament that Fabi won? Maybe not, yeah. Maybe not. I don't know. Oparin was second of Fabi. Could be. Could be. Savian is also on 4.5, people say. Did Savian?
Oh, so let's check
Savian win. Savian won. Oh, there are 3 leaders. Thank you so much for correcting us. Arjun
Savian
का
beat
क्या
who?
हुआ आज अमृता? Arjun Erigaisi
अरे
drew.
Arjun was in a
Arjun drew, guys. So any other Indian who won today was I think Abhimanyu and Adiban only.
Ronak, what happened? Ronak lost. Oh my god, he was not at all losing. So that was a slightly hard. Normie says next video title, the arbiter had to stop Gukesh.
Today they won't. But you can see how, this is also big learning for all the people or the youngsters looking that Gukesh has won. But there is no excitement or anything of that sort that I won. It's more like I want to analyze the game. I want to just discuss and I'll go and prepare for the remaining games. I'll play well. That's how a top player plays. Many times I equate the life of a top chess player to the life of a monk. Because you know how the monks live. They live simple, they eat simple, they have their routine, and that's how a chess player like Gukesh lives. He'll go back, he'll have his food, he'll sleep, he'll not check his pairing tonight. Tomorrow he'll wake up, he'll see his pairing. You won't see him like enjoying or anything like food or any entertainment many of the times. It's a very simple life, but the moment tournament is over, that same night Gukesh transforms into Guki, and then he starts playing cards, and then he's like full on masti maza. Doesn't matter how his tournament goes.
And the most important thing these top players need after a tournament is sleep. They sleep a lot. And wow.
Okay, Amruta, so that was a good round, yes?
Oh, it was such an amazing round. And for all of you who watched this game, do check it. I think we'll definitely have some analysis or something. But this game was a true treasure.
Yeah, true. This was a big treasure. I think this was a great game. And also, oh, you mean Arjun's game?
No, this Gukesh's game.
Yeah.
Was a treasure.
Was Prag or Nihal or
No,
Aryan
Prag didn't get any chance. Arjun was in trouble. Aryan also did not get any chance.
But Aryan, he drew very quickly.
Aditya had a very quick draw with Cheparinov. Then Isal
Nai Ranjit
Vidit
says,
was
great
winning.
coverage. Thanks. Thank you.
Yeah, Vidit had a strategic better position.
Manan Pandya says, how can I meet you if I'm in Mumbai? Come to Phoenix Market City.
Yes.
The club is going on today. Most unbelievable thing happened, Amruta. I met a young boy who was playing amazingly decent chess. And I asked him his age.
Okay.
And guess his age.
7?
No.
5?
No.
20?
No.
3.
3 years and 8 months, and I gave him smothered mate positions and he could solve. I gave him combinations he could solve. He played against me and lasted for 22 moves.
Wow.
And he's born in 2019 September. And here's the boy, immense talent. And you know how he learned chess?
Huh.
His grandfather taught him chess.
Huh.
And his father sent a book, and he sat with the book when he was 3 years old, and he solved the full book on chess.
Which
He
book?
didn't know to read. I don't know, some
Huh.
book.
Who is his grandfather? That's the
I don't
question.
know. And I've taken a video and all. I'll put it up on ChessBase India.
Could he talk?
Yeah, yeah.
Could he give an interview
Yeah,
or something?
I took his interview. I took his dad's interview. I did that interview.
Huh.
And it was amazing. I think he's a big prodigy, and we'll try to help him to get some training, play tournaments, and so on.
Wow. Pri says he must not quit. Already everybody is starting putting hopes on him.
Random guy says, how do you broadcast live video from mobile? Zoom. We use Zoom for now. But there are also better ways to do it. But Zoom is the most practical for us.
Zoom barabar, Zoom barabar.
No, grandfathers are amazing. Sambit Ghosh says, does he need help with funding? We can contribute. Sambit, I will let you know. For now, he's just starting off. If there's ever a need,
Yeah.
you
Too
can be
early
in touch.
because right now he'll buy chocolates. I'm just kidding.
No, you can be in touch with us on chessbaseindia@gmail.com. And if ever, because they come from not a very affluent family. They live in Bihar. Father is here working in Mumbai. So in case ever in future they need help, I will put you in touch with them.
Siddharth says, waiting for this interview. When will it come?
I'll put it today or tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow.
But Amruta, today there is also Grand Chess Tour happening where Magnus is playing in Poland. And
Which
that's
one?
a
That
very
1 hour one? 11:31?
Yeah, no, no, Grand Chess Tour.
Huh. ठीक है ना? It's a classical.
Yeah, no, people can go and see. It's happening on the
let them
Grand Chess
see.
Tour channel. It's a beautiful tournament they have organized in Poland. It's called the Super Bet. This, and guys, I have a small thing to tell you. We are trying to aim for Deathmatch 3.0 that we are planning. So this might happen this year. I mean, Deathmatch 3.0 is bound to happen, but we are planning something very huge. So keep your fingers crossed. It can be something huge. Long hair Magnus is weird.
Long hair. Somebody asked me about my haircut. Radhya said, nice haircut. You know who did it? Sagar. This guy cut my hair.
Siddharth Trivedi, you never know. Your wishes can come true. But okay, guys, on that note, we will end this stream and we will see you all tomorrow. Take care, guys. See you. Bye bye. Thank you all for tuning in.